the growth phase or the expansion phase of your business. Like I said last week, this is sort of where you have a few customers, you're moving and shaking, you have a pretty good sum in your bank account, you're doing okay. Now you're
Yes.
thinking, wow, this is kind of overwhelming. I may need help. And that's why I call it growth and expansion. In this phase, you might be looking at protection for your brand of your company. Now you're doing so well, you don't want someone to take your, like we have rompopo in Belize. I don't know what they call it here in the US, but like a nice rompopo for us is like that eggnog that you have that's like spiked that you have during Christmas time. I don't know if there's something equivalent here in the US, but let's say you have a great recipe, you've been selling bottles of it. You don't want someone to take your name or take your product name. You want to be able to have that branded. And that's where we get into trademark territory. Trademarking is a federal process. And I repeat that because it's really important that you know that it's a federal system that governs trademarks and copyrights. So it's not the state system like we talk about with the incorporations. It's a federal system. That means I can apply for a trademark for someone in California, New York, New Mexico, wherever, because it's in a federal system that you're doing the applications. Um, you would be trademarking a couple of things. You can trademark your logo or your design, and that's a design mark. Or you could be trademarking the name of your company. The name of your company is also unique. Now, the question I get asked all the time is, are those separate trademarks? Yes, they're separate trademarks. They're absolutely separate trademarks because the way that the trademark office does it is that you have to make a distinction on your application whether you're doing a character mark, meaning like a name, a character, a name, a slogan, something that has lettering, characters, or if you're doing a design. A design can be that logo that you put on your bottles or your product or whatever you may be selling. So that's very, very important that you know that that happens. Now, the trademark process takes a long time. It's taken a long time now, a longer time now than it was when I first started practicing. So now we're looking at maybe 6 months to a year before you can get a response from the trademark attorney, the officer. You may get a response saying, yes, we've received your application, we're going to go through it or whatnot. But the time that it takes to actually get the, hey, we may need more information, or yes, you're approved, or whatever, is looking from like 6 months to a year. And so if you're looking that your business is in a good trajectory, it's going up, you're getting name recognition, you're getting brand recognition, do it now because in a year you're going to be in a different place. So don't think that, I'm doing great now. Oh, I see someone's infringing. I want to go ahead and apply now and I'll have my trademark in a week and I can sue them. No, it's a very, very involved process. And speaking of which, that the way that that would work is that you would go and you would apply for your trademark. You get an initial response from the trademark officer. Then you'll get a more detailed response as to if it's accepted or rejected and why. And then you have an opportunity to answer what's called an office action. So they send you an office action saying, we're rejecting it based on this. And then you have an opportunity to respond and then submit your answer. So sometimes it can be quite a process. Why get a trademark? Because you have a much better claim for infringement if you do. You can sue in federal court if you do. And again, this is for us branding your company, just keeping that brand yours, your intellectual property. And another thing I tell my clients all the time is that that trademark itself is an asset for your company. It's not just something that's out there. Traditionally, we think of assets as the money that we have in the bank, maybe the clientele that we have, maybe the furniture, the chairs, the computers. But that trademark is an asset as well. It brings value to your company and it's an intellectual property asset for your company. So think about it that way too.
The content on Minding Your Business is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be construed as specific legal advice. This show discusses general legal issues affecting business owners. Opinions of the guests are not necessarily that of the show. If you need assistance with your specific legal issue, please consult with a licensed attorney.